Here we are. Good morning. Time for coffee and resales. Ryan. This morning we're going to review some of the sales I had yesterday since the last stream, and some stuff I snagged yesterday at Goodwill, and I can cover a couple more things. So starting out, sales. All right. First up. Anybody on? I don't think anybody's on. I don't know if it'll even show it. Anyway. Yeah, nobody's on, but we're going to go for it. All right. First up, another gender war book. This is the Gender Game Book 4. I got nervous yesterday that I grabbed the wrong book because I sold another one in this series yesterday. This one went to $14, so I picked it up for probably $1 because paperback. So again, reasonably decent condition. So there you go, good money there. Next up, sale is something your kid should not be reading. Assassin of Gore by John Norman. Don't let your kids read these books. They're sci-fi sword and plant books. Some of the stories are, I've read a couple of these and probably shouldn't have. The plots on these are actually okay, but there's content in them that is questionable, and there's a very specific kind of group of people who like these. So anyway, but they flip, the John Norman books, and this was what, $8? Yeah, $8 shipped on that. So there. And finally, the best one. I got this yesterday at Goodwill, and it sold. I think I put it up for $40 and took an immediate offer for $35, and it sold within about an hour. So, and I'd have kept. This is a Stetson. Gun club hat. You log it as a. I don't think it's a true fedora. But because the brim's a little shorter, I'd have kept this if it was bigger. If it was, I got a big old head, so it didn't fit. But picked it up for less than $3. I think Goodwill's didn't really what's doing weird things to my filter. So I do that, and the filter does green, and then it changes back. That's weird. Okay. Anyway. I think Goodwill didn't know what they had on this. They didn't look close enough to see it was a Stetson, because somebody would have paid $10-15 at Goodwill for this. So I might have paid $10. But anyway, $3 to $35 shipped. I don't think I underpriced this. I just think it went. Some of these were going a little more, but there's a little bit of staining on the ribbon on the band here. So you can see it real low right there. Just a little line there, and I went for $35. I think I probably could have gotten $50 for it. Probably not. Particularly, it would have taken a while to get it. So a $35 sale in a few hours, yeah, well worth snagging that and flipping it. So that's my 3 sales today that are getting shipped out in a little bit. And so what we're going for now, I'm jumping on, is some of the stuff I'm about. I had a good day finding stuff yesterday at Goodwill. So we're going to go over some of that stuff right quick. First up is this women's pink blouse, 3/4 sleeve. It's Ariat. Yeah, the bootmaker. They make some decent, some clothes folks like Western wear. I get like boot stores, and I think Tractor Supply may carry some of their stuff sometimes. So Ariat, it was $1.25 at the last chance. Made its way to the last chance Goodwill. I got this up for I think $15, and we'll take. And as usual, I will take not substantially less, but I'll make if I can make a profit on it, I'll do it. So 30. Actually, no, there was some of these that were selling for a good bit more. There was a couple styles, so I decided to go for broke on it, and I can draw it down. So I put it up for $30. So we'll see how that goes. Next is I got another Lululemon women's. I think this is a Randy style. That baseball style 3/4 sleeve shirt. I don't know if this was added or if this came with it. That patch. It's not a great design. But I'm going for $1.25. I'll try this style. Put it up for $13. So we'll see how it goes. Next, moving over here, the better kind of working my way up. David Gemmell. Anyway, David Gemmell. I picked this up for a quarter. It's hard for me to pass up sci-fi books at the last chance Goodwill, and so I snagged this one, kind of expecting to line it up with like some other David Gemmell books. I started looking it up, and this particular series goes between about $5 and $10 a book. So it's worth listing some of them individually. I think I put this one up for $8, and I'll take anywhere north of $6 and come out ahead on it. So that was worth some of his. I think I've sold some of his books in lots before, and I may even need to go through my piles and see if I've got any other David Gemmell books that I can snag. This is the Regante series. And this may be the series that sold, and these are definitely worth lining up if you can get this series. This series is definitely worth lining up and getting, $3 to $5 a book, and sometimes some of these sell well enough individually that you can throw them up for $7 to $10 and maybe you'll get it. This is one of those situations where companies like Thrift Books, and the big bulk booksellers, they may put this book up for $5, but they'll put up acceptable, and they won't have a good picture. They'll have a stock picture, and I have had a handful of times where I've put up books for a little bit more than they're selling them for, and they're advertising acceptable or good condition, but they got a stock picture. I'll put this up for $8 and get what I'm asking for it for a little bit more money because I've got a real picture. So that is that's the philosophy there. So again, David Gemmell books, take real pictures, put them a little higher than the Thrift Books guys, and the reason they can sell stuff like this for $4 or $5 is they get they do so much bulk shipping out of one place that they've got to deal with the postal service. They get cheaper than media mail, and so they'll be able to ship them cheaper, so they can price their stuff lower, and they're going for 50 cents a buck a profit a book, maybe even less, as long as they make money on a book and can move and keep things moving. They'll do it. So guys like me, we got to be able to figure out how we can make profit on these books at those prices. So maybe I think it's $3.92 to ship this. plus some materials and that. So that's that plan there. All right. Next, actually, what this next pile is actually, I'm going to reformat. I've got this book for sale right now. It is an Ace Double sci-fi from 70s. So you flip it. So it's two novels in one, sort of the opposite side. And this is an Andre Norton. And I think this is there's an Andre Norton story in here, and some of these sold for worth where they're putting individually for like $6, $7, $8, but this one hasn't moved, and I've been drawing it down. So what I'm gonna do is I've got two more here, two more Ace Doubles here. Again, these are those like sweet old sci-fi, almost like art pieces on the covers. And so what I'm going to probably do is I'm going to lot these up and try to sell them as a whole and start about $15 for all three of them, because I need to get them moved. So that's what I'll do with these is I'll lot them up, and these sell better in lots. These are really only worth $2 to $3 a book for most of them. Sometimes if you can get a book in good condition with certain authors, Heinlein, I asked them off, but I don't know if they did many of these, if any. But some of the authors with some of the stories on these Ace Doubles make them sell for more. But other than that, usually they're only worth a few bucks a piece. But the thing is, one of those crazy, like, I can't pass these stupid things up when I get them for $1. And sometimes to my detriment because I got a pile of them that I can't sell. So anyway, that's that plan. I may try to throw these on one of the Facebook groups first and see if I can go there. So that's that plan. Next up is what's in the box. Got this at a yard sale. I don't think it is a Nave's Topical Bible. I think I didn't put this up from last week when I got some of these jackets at the same yard sale. Nave's Topical Bible. This thing is clean. No markings. Oh, I did go over this. So anyway, that's up for $25, $30 because it's got the box, because it's a super clean copy. So, and we'll try that from there. Yeah, this is what I want to go. I don't think I covered this. Federalist paper, United States Constitution and Federalist Papers. Nice binding, nice cover, clean copy. I got this. How much do I got this? $20, $30. Scroll. I have a bunch of rollovers this weekend, so I gotta scroll. There it is. Yeah, $40. I'll probably wind up taking a little north of 20 on it eventually. But nice faux leather cover, pretty book. This is one of those things that a lot of people buy first for looks and another for intention to read it, and they don't necessarily. But these are good reading. Actually, the print's pretty big on this. This would be a good reader copy too. But looks good on a shelf. Impress your neighbors. Looks good in the background behind if you're an attorney or something like that. So nice bound books sell. Not necessarily all for $40, but you can sell books as decorative sometimes, and it goes pretty well. So I need to put that up in the boxes. Okay, next thing. Got another hat. We'll see how this goes. Paradise Island, Atlantis. I think this is a place. This is in the Bahamas. So this is just a fun hat. I I think it was $3. I picked it up for $2.50, $3. Some of these were going. I think I put it for 15. I'll take anywhere north of 9 probably for it on eBay. And so it was. Thought it was worth picking up. I ran some other comps. I was like, yeah, well, worth grabbing. We'll see. So we'll see what comes up. In real good condition, fun color, just a fun hat. So we'll go with that. I'll go with the hat box right there. All right. Next. This has been sitting on the shelf for a while, and I hadn't had a chance to look it up because I forgot my phone the other week. But Basics of Biblical Greek, second edition, and it has the CD in it. So paperback copies of this were selling $5, $6, $7, and this is a hardcover with the CD. So I'm kind of running the. Let's see what I set this one at. There it is. Yeah, I put this up at 40. Again, I think I'll get north of 20 for it. But I think I have a good shot at getting more than 30. Because good shape. The only writing on it is bookmark fell out. Only writing on it is that front part. Was actually just some notes. May be helpful. The rest of it is a clean copy, no highlighting, no writing. So somebody wanting to start their Greek journey, which is not easy but not hard. If you're good with grammar, if you're good with English grammar, Greek's substantially easier. I took about 4 quarters of Greek in college. And it didn't stick with it, but it didn't stick with me. Other than a handful of things, but it can be done. It's not Hebrew. Hebrew's way harder. Hebrew, you got to think differently. Greek, you think like a Westerner, and it'll make a little more sense. Anyway, and I got this for $1. Not usually it has $2 hardcovers, but I got it at half price because it's sat on the shelf long enough. So. Worth grabbing. Greek books, some of them are, some of them aren't. I've passed on some, and I've grabbed others and sold them. So, foreign language books are a coin flip sometimes. You got to look them up and see. They're worth looking up, but not all of them are. They're all crazy. And I'm really choppy showing on the live stream today. We'll just have to live with it. All right. Next is, last but not least, is this space battleship Yamato model, and this thing it's from like old anime stuff. Number 2199, sealed. These things are going for $125 plus. I think it's got all the parts. There's the book. And you see all the bits and bobs are still on the trees. So this was $3 at Goodwill, and I snagged it. I put it up for 80. I think north of 50 is a definite on this. Rare models sell. And whenever I come across models, I look them up. I've had some good success selling them. A lot of your regular car models don't do great, but some of them do. If they're discontinued or weird color, some models that have like big engines, like 454s and 405s and the old like muscle cars that have a model of the engine that may not be being produced anymore. Some of those sell pretty decently. Big rig models, boat models. Trick with boat models is they're usually big and the shape is funny. But with Ground Advantage, and sometimes I figured out UPS shipping instead of USPS. So you got to be careful in packing and shipping it because the dimensions can get away from you a little bit sometimes. But models are worthwhile. So now, live lookup time. Live lookup. We got a lunchbox. Now, this isn't one of the great 80s lunchboxes. This is we got a few other things that we're going to look at. This. Some cars. This isn't one of those, the great metal one, the highly major. But what it did have in it, this is the Mighty Ducks. It was what's the year on this? Okay, I think it was early 2000s. I think it was even past the late 90s. I think this was well into the 2000s. Aladdin lunchbox, and it's missing the thing, but what's important is it comes with thermos. And the thermoses are a little bit harder to get their hands on. So we're going to look this up. Let's go. Mighty Ducks Aladdin lunchbox. Mighty Ducks Aladdin lunchbox. All right, the ones with the hand is selling for $25. Let's see. All right, we've got one sale that ended about $22. So I'm going to try this on a Facebook group, probably for $15 to $20. And then I'm probably going to bring this out to. It's not worth as much. I think I got a little too excited. It's not worth as much as what I originally thought it was going to be. So I'm probably going to do is I'll put it up on Facebook Marketplace. $10, $15 plus shipping, and see if I can get somebody to bite, and if I can get that there. Otherwise, I'll bring it out to the thrift, to the flea market, and probably try to get $5 to $10 for it, and be happy with whatever I can get. So, so a collector still might pick it up if they can get it for that cheap. So, anyway, but lunch boxes with the old cartoon lunch boxes with the thermoses, worth paying attention to. This was like mint condition with the handle and stuff. I think $20 to $25 would probably be fairly easy to get. Just price it under everybody else on eBay, and you're probably good to go. All right, next we've got. Let's see if I can cover. Oh, no, this bad boy right there. So, this is like a BMW SUV. A Soma. So it's not named. And it doesn't have the emblem on it. It had a trailer hitch. I wonder if it didn't have a trailer on it. So, rolls clean. So we're going to do a Google image search on this one. And what we got? Mighty Wheels. We're going to go with that. Let's see what that comes up with. So what toys, Mighty Wheels? Okay. Not seeing a lot of completed sales on any of these, except the military ones, of course. You know, if it was camo, it would be worth about $10. But okay, not seeing any completed listings on this specific one. So, what this is probably going to do is this will be on my I paid, I think, 50 cents. Just kind of taking a chance on some of these things. So Soma Mighty Wheels, worth picking up 50 cents a piece, only if they're the military stuff. If they're not, leave them. You can get them for a quarter and sell them for 50 cents to $1 out of the flea market. Maybe it's worthwhile. That's what I'm going to do with this. Is try to get $1 for it out there, and that'll go in my present. I'm filling these things up too. Bin for that. I'm gonna look this one up. This is your crazy Hot Wheels. This was 50 quarter 50 cents or something like that. Your crazier looking Hot Wheels, other than really specific models, aren't going to be worth much more than 50 cents at a flea market. That's what I do. I've got a dozen bins here full of Hot Wheels here, most of which are the crazier designs, not like real car designs. And so real car designs closer to this bad boy are what moves. And this is a 66 Impala. So and there's going to be days we'll do live lookups and I'll have a whole bin of Hot Wheels. And we'll do live lookups for that stuff. Is it 64 or 60? I have to zoom in on that. Maybe 65. That may be a 65. Yep, that's a 65 Impala. So we're going to go 65 Impala. Let's see. Not this colors are selling. Okay, we're going to add red to our descriptor. Okay, I think. Okay. This is what I think we got here. Seeing some of these packaged, still in the package for, not that one. They're going for about $8 shipped on that one. So this will just go in my flea market bin for. I've got a real car bin, and this will go in my flea market bin for 50 cents. But it'll go on top of the table, not down the bins for the kids, because there's a lot of collectors that go for the more realistic Hot Wheels and Matchbox models. So that'll go in that bin. All right. Next up is what we got. This is a die-cast BMW 6 Series. Kind of like the ones you get at like grocery stores and that sort of stuff. But it doesn't have the pullback on it. So I need to zoom in to see if we can find the manufacturer. But this is like one of those generic made in China. BMW 6 Series. Yeah, Toy City. This is the stuff like you find these in grocery stores and that sort of thing. So, Toy City BMW 6 Series. All black. Nothing on the completed sales. Okay, Tiny City, 4-inch. Okay. Joy City. That's what. Not Joy City. Joy City. Okay. Completes. Okay. Not finding them. So again, $1.50 to $1 at a yard at my flea market booth when we go out. May be worthwhile if you've got a few of these. You can sell lots of similar cars on eBay, 50 cents to $1, 25 cents to $1 a piece in a lot on eBay. You just gotta have enough to make it worthwhile. You gotta have the right cars in. So, maybe if I get 6-8 BMWs together and put them on eBay, maybe they'll sell. I haven't had a whole ton of success with that model outside of very, very specific cars. So, Hot Wheels collectors tend to be like they'll go to Walmart and they'll buy the whole line of your regular dollar Hot Wheels, and then they'll surf for all the rare. That's not where you find most of your rare stuff. It's the higher price specialty stuff that's $3, $4, $6, $8, $10, $12 a car, and that's what the collectors are really, really after, and they're really they're really particular about their cars and keeping them clean and that sort of stuff. So played with stuff, unless it's really rare, they really don't go for that. Now, finally, is this guy. Pixar cars. Looks like a fuel truck diecast. So some of the Pixar stuff Pixar stuff can go okay in lots. I can get $1 a car at flea markets outside 50 cents a car. I can get $1 a car out of the flea market for Pixar cars, vehicles, particularly the more the stuff that's not just your regular Lightning McQueen and Mater stuff. So this guy have his name on it? No. So again, handy Google image search. Zoop. This is Chug. Okay. So Disney Pixar Chug will be our search term. That may have been a Plains car. Okay. And package going for over 20. So scroll. Does this thing work? Okay, there's one with an arm. Okay, this looks like that's a $10 shipped vehicle. So that's probably what I'm going to do is I'll put it up for $9.99 shipped on eBay and go from there and make a couple bucks on it. I think it cost me $1 at a yard sale. So and shipping on it will be $4, give or take. So I may be able to make a couple bucks on this. So one success there. Nothing huge on that from that yard sale, but yesterday was a real good Goodwill find with that model and the hat and all that sort of stuff. So like, comment, subscribe. Don't be afraid to leave some comments and ask questions. I'm perfectly willing to answer them. to the best of my ability, and I'm going to try to do this type of thing a little more as regularly as reasonable, 9, 10 a.m. Maybe not every morning, but when I have something to show you, review at least review my sales, and maybe give me a good opportunity to go over something that didn't sell that I need to rethink. Link below for my eBay stuff, and as on most everything, if you see something, I'm willing to take offers. I'm willing to make deals. So don't be afraid of it. Finally, we're just going to go and see if anything happened during the stream. On the way of sales. Nope. Nothing sold while we were talking. So y'all have a good day. Happy selling.